Dow Credit Union. I've been with them for years, and I have that trust that my money is secure and that when I need it, it will be here.
And Connor was thrilled when Dow Credit Union helped him with a loan.
I love Dow Credit Union because they gave us a shot when no one else really did when we were trying to buy my wife's vehicle. So they took care of us, they got us in here, and now we feel part of the family.
With locations in Midland and Saginaw, our members love Dow Credit Union. Now open to all. Dow Credit Union is proud to serve the needs of everyone with banking services that go above and beyond for all. Dow Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA.
Now, the only locally produced farm radio show with agricultural news, information, interviews, in-depth weather, and more. It's Terry Henne and his Farm Show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A mostly cloudy and snowy good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Terry Henne here at Radio Center, along with Matthew Lester, looking outside and seeing wet pavement, so the main highways don't look all that bad. Weren't really that bad a little bit earlier this morning, but before sunrise, we had some really slick roads out there. Things are improving, so we should have a pretty decent day by the time we're all said and done. It does appear as though it's going to get a little chilly, but guess what? Matthew, temperature, what do we got right now?
Well, over at the airport, it's cloudy at 27 degrees. Over in Midland, it's cloudy at 32. Here at Radio Center, it's cloudy at 30 degrees. We have northwest winds at 13 miles per hour, and our pressure is at 29.63, and it's steady.
And again, Midland was how warm?
31 or 32.
32. When's the last time we saw that?
I can't even tell you.
January 17th.
Wow.
That's what I say. Wow. No records, but it's certainly feeling a whole heck of a lot better out there, especially right now, because we don't have any strong gusty winds. But as we get a little bit closer to the afternoon and that front moves through, we are going to see some pretty gusty winds. So be advised, whatever we did get this morning, it's kind of a powdery, wet snow. We did have some ice, some freezing precipitation under it. So that's why we had the slick road conditions that we did. Cloudy, snowy day yesterday and overnight. Milder temperatures. We never really dropped down much below 24, 25 degrees a little bit earlier this morning. And then, as I said, we had some snow shower activity. We had some freezing mist as we move through the early morning hours this morning. There is a winter weather advisory that is still up for another hour or so in Clinton County, Gratiot County, Ionia, and Isabella. And then a little bit later on this afternoon, we're going to have a cold weather advisory. Again, that should kick in just a little bit after sunset tonight. And that's going to be for Bay, Midland, Saginaw, and Shiawassee County. A low-pressure system is going to be crossing the state here in the central part of the Lower Peninsula. And once not one but two fronts move through, we're going to see not only a change in the wind direction, because right now we are looking at a little bit of a northwest wind. It's actually going to be coming out of the north as we go into the afternoon, a little bit later on in the afternoon. Wind gusts up to, I want to say about 20, maybe 25 miles per hour, picking up a little bit and gusting late this afternoon, early this evening to 30 miles per hour. And then overnight tonight, we'll see some wind gusts up to 35 miles per hour, tapering off after midnight, still coming out of the northwest, 20, 25 mile per hour gusts, early morning hours tomorrow morning. And it looks as though we'll still continue to have a northwest wind tomorrow with mostly sunny skies. 17 is going to be our high tomorrow after a low of right around 0 tonight. Northwest wind gusting to 25 miles per hour. So it's going to be a chilly day tomorrow. Mostly sunny, though. Clear skies tomorrow night, a low of 4. But the winds are really going to die down, coming out of the west and eventually out of the south at 5 miles per hour or less late Saturday night and early Sunday morning. Pretty much mostly cloudy for the day on Sunday, middle 20s. 24, 25, I think, is probably what we're going to wind up with. Some of you will be unfortunate to not have it that warm. I think probably 24, 25 degrees is about right on for Sunday. A low Sunday night of 13. And then moving into the work week next week, upper 20s on Monday, 34, 35 degrees for a high on Tuesday, a little bit closer to 30 on Wednesday, upper 20s on Thursday. Throughout the period, Monday through Thursday of next week, the best chance of seeing any precipitation looks like right now late Tuesday night and the morning hours on Wednesday. But again, those temperatures are going to be pretty close to 32 degrees for those 2 days. Nighttime lows will be right around 20 degrees, give or take 3 or 4 degrees. So we've pretty much, well, not quite, but we're approaching our high temperature for the day today, 19 as we move into the afternoon, this afternoon. And as I said, we'll be pretty close to 0 tonight. Record high on this date is 54. That was set all the way back in 1938. The record low is 8 below 0, and that was set in 1936. We should be at 30 for a high and 18 for a low. A year ago today, 35 was our high, 21 was our low, and we did pick up about a half inch of snow. Sun will set this evening at 5:55, rise tomorrow morning at 7:45. Now, the warmest ever, 6th of February, you got to go back to 1938. 54 was our high. 34 was our low. The coldest ever was back in 2007. The most amount of snow that we had on this date, 2008. We had a foot of snow on the 6th of February. As far as snowfall is concerned, everybody pretty much between a half inch and an inch, inch and a half. But we did have a few locations that picked up more than that. Bay City and Auburn had a little bit better than 3 inches of snow over the last 24 hours. Alma had 4. St. John's had about 3.5. And the Standish area had right around 2.5 to almost 3 inches of snow there. Long range outlook now, we're talking through the 19th of February. Above average on those temperatures. Average, maybe just a tad above as far as the moisture goes. So we're not looking for any major outbreak of precipitation, but hopefully these temperatures where we should be right around 30, 31 degrees will work our way up to maybe 34, 35 on average during that period of time. Incidentally, right now we are looking at hot spots in the state. Benton Harbor currently has 34. Mount Pleasant is looking at 34. South Haven is right now at 34. Alpena is even at 30 degrees. Rogers City is at 30. Manistee is at 31. Upper Peninsula, 31 degrees in Menominee this hour with mixed precipitation. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Standing by today, Matthew, who do we have?
Coming up next, we have Kevin Pike from Star of the West, and we also have Doug Klein from Oppenheimer.
Before we get to them, we want to remind you, the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrient Ag Solutions.
Nutrient Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrient Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrientagsolutions.com.
They say there's a secret to growing a great crop. At Nutrient Ag Solutions, they beg to differ. It all starts with a strong foundation, and when it comes to fertilizer, there's no question that Titan XE drives dry fertilizer performance. They've been unlocking the potential in every prill of dry fertilizer with biocatalyst technology for over a decade. Visit lpi.ag/Titan or contact your Nutrient Ag Solutions crop consultant to drive your crop's potential today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. Their motto is be prepared. Take advantage of the good things and protect yourself against the bad. when you work with the folks at the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. What do they call it? Well, I like to call it risk management because that's exactly what it is, being prepared for any negative or positive events. Now's the time to be talking to the Sarr Agency because they are licensed to serve all of Michigan with both conventional and organic crop insurance. They've got the latest information on all the crop insurance options that are available to you. So it might be a very good idea before things get really busy to contact the Sarr Agency and just chat a little bit. You can reach out on cell to their agents for any questions or emergencies, or you can call the office, 989-868-4722. That's the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. Along with us this morning, Kevin Pike over at Star of the West. Kevin, I haven't had a chance to take a look at what's going on with our commodities. What's happening right now?
Yeah, luckily I'm starting to break the streak a little bit today with at least one commodity up in the green, and just diving into it, it's no surprise soybeans again. Soybeans are up nearly 20 cents so far, and that makes it the fourth straight day here in the green. It is a bit surprising to see it continue to rally this much with China yet to confirm anything. It also doesn't really make much sense from their side to be buying U.S. soybeans right now, as Brazil's offering beans at roughly a 40-cent discount. But, that being said, I'm not going to complain about move more than 70 cents this week.
Boy, that is quite a move. And I have to think folks that have been looking at soybeans and trying to price them, is it a good idea to say, I'm going to wait a little bit longer? What do you think?
I mean, yeah, you definitely, it doesn't hurt as long as you have them in storage here. And then, looking at new crop for next year, we're inching closer to $11 future range, which I think would benefit a lot of people here.
Yeah, so maybe that stair-step approach is the way to go, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yep, just as long as you hit singles, you can't ever be wrong, right?
Hey, there you go. And as far as the corn and the wheat is concerned, again, following suit, right?
Yeah, they're definitely found the coattails of soybeans here. We've seen modest gains in both commodities over the last few days, even though the prices are starting to sit back closer to where we ended last Friday here today. And looking at the South American corn production here, it continues to slip bit by bit, but it's still running about 13 percentage points higher than last year. And it's still being pegged as a record crop. And also parts of Argentina and Brazil are receiving some much needed rain, which is helping the corn crop, but it is starting to slow down their bean harvest there. And wheat is still kind of in a wait and see mode. Global stocks are still high, and U.S. wheat is priced out of most export markets as we wait to see what that spring crop is looking like.
So right now on the board at Star of the West, what do you have, Kevin?
Yeah, on the board here, cash wheat is down one at 514 on the white, 439 on the red. New crop is down one at 544 on the white, 459 on the red. Cash corn is down one at 389. New crop is down one at 410, and cash soybeans is up 19 at 1066, and new crop is down 4 at 1020.
You have a great day, a good weekend, Kevin, and we'll talk to you again next week, okay?
Yeah, yep, thank you. You as well.
You betcha. Kevin Pike over at Star of the West. A little bit more in depth as far as what the markets are doing. Doug Klein from Oppenheimer joining us once again. Market report brought to you by Michigan Truck Spring of Saginaw, your complete parts and service headquarters for light, medium, heavy-duty trucks and trailers, as well as buses and recreational vehicles. Quality parts, quality service, very competitive prices for well over 45 years. Michigan Truck Spring, 800-358-4751, or buy online at truckspring.com. And don't forget that service area open until 11 o'clock Monday through Friday. Market report also brought to you by Thumb Bank, working with agriculture since, you guessed it, 1895. They keep up with all the changes of the industry and those trends and how they affect and maybe change your operation. They're the experts. They've been around for a while. As I said, Thumb Bank has gone through a whole lot of changes in agriculture since 1895, and every day is a new venture. 13 locations throughout the Thumb and the Great Lakes Bay Area. Thumb Bank, where relationships are built on trust. Doug Klein, good morning.
Good morning.
Well, here it is Friday.
Thank God.
You know, we could stand a quiet day once in a while, but that ain't going to happen, is it?
Not a chance in the world. Oh my. Oh. Well, Amazon had their earnings. They disappointed. Apparently, they're going to spend a ton of money on a ton of things that apparently Wall Street thinks is totally stupid. But their stock is down about $17 right now, 7%. I mean, it's not a big deal because anybody that owns it so cheap. It's just dropping the bucket. But just kind of interesting that they're tanking. Other tankers are Stellantis, obviously the owners of Chrysler, etc. They decided they're going to write off their electric vehicle business for $28 billion. So that's kind of handing over anything in the electric vehicle business to the survivors, which Wall Street seems to think is China. So we'll see what happens there. But anyway, their stock hit a new low, something 24% in the tank, something like $7.50 a share. Not for the weak at heart, that's for sure. So the stock market's rallying pretty good, almost 2% on Dow, 1.5% on the S&P, 1.5% on the NASDAQ. So the Dow is the best one for the year, 3.7% year to date. S&P is up a little bit, almost 1%, almost 1%. NASDAQ still, let me see, hanging at negative 1.25% for the year so far. So absolutely divergent, so to speak. Precious metals are mixed today. Silver's down $1.50, but gold's up $70. So again, mixed today. I saw there's a hotel in Macau that had gold bars in the floor under some whatever, in the floor anyway.
Yeah.
And they decided it was time to pull up the floor and sell them. So they sold them for, I don't know, $12 million worth of gold that was in the floor. So yeah, it's just a weird world we live in.
Wow.
So,
gold
anyway.
blocks for the floor.
I guess, I don't know.
I hope there are no pets allowed in that place.
I think it was an acrylic, so the bars were underneath the acrylic and whatever, those billionaires and their ideas. Anyway, here's your numbers. The March corn is 433.25, down 1 3/4. The September corn 447 3/4, down 1 1/4. The March soybeans 1131, up 18 3/4. September soybeans 1098, up a half a penny. The March wheat is 533 3/4, down 1 1/4. September wheat 565.5, down 1 3/4. And sugar's at 14.21, down 6 cents. Crude oil 64.14, up 85 cents. Heating oil 243.46, up 4 cents. Gasoline 195.86, up 3 1/4 cents. Probably puts us around 280, which is kind of sort of where we're seeing it right now. Natural gas is 3.54. That's up 3 cents. Over to currencies, Canadian dollar. U.S. dollar buys $1.3641 Canadian. That's down 69 ticks. The dollar buys 157.09 yen. That's up 6 ticks. The euro's at 118.16, up 41 ticks. And the dollar's at 97.63, down 19 ticks. Gold's at $49.4220, up $69.30 an ounce. Silver is $75.20, down $1.51. Platinum is $20.7140, up $9.10. And copper's at $5.84 1/4, up 2.1 cents. There you have it.
Whew. Wow.
I know. Every day.
Yeah. By the heartbeat.
I know.
Up a little, down a little, and up a whole lot and down a whole lot.
My.
Wow.
Oh, my.
These are interesting times.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, not for the weak at heart, are they?
Not at all.
Not at all. Doug, you have a nice weekend, okay?
Thanks. Yep,
Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Let's slide over. Matthew, do we have Kim Weiss on the line right now?
Yes, we do.
There we go. Kim, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Terry. Hey, it's the 6th of February. That can only mean two things. Number one, the Tigers are going to start in Florida here before long, and we're going to be listening to WSGW and Tigers baseball.
I can't wait for that. I really,
and
that's a sure sign of spring.
and that's it. And the reports are we're looking pretty good. And the second thing is that Varmond in Pennsylvania here just recently said, well, 6 more weeks of winter, but that puts us into the middle of March.
Yeah.
And so if spring comes after that, maybe it's time to start thinking about, do I want to fix that lawnmower up, or do I want something new, and go shopping for something new? And if that's the case, come on in and see us here. We have zero-turn lawnmowers on the showroom floor, and one of them is a great machine. It's a Z252 KW54. So what does that mean? A 24-horse Kawasaki V-twin, air-cooled, with a 54-inch pro commercial mower deck. Great machine, heavy, well-built, lasts you a long time if you take care of it. At that tractor, you can be at, say, I got a sale price on them for $75.20 plus tax, but it qualifies for the 2.99% financing for up to 60 months. Instead of, you're not going to get a deal like that going to a big box store. Instead of going to them and not knowing if you're going to get service after the sale, come on in and see us here at Lingle Equipment. We're right alongside I-75, just south of the Zilwaukee Road exit, or Zilwaukee Bridge. We're right alongside the expressway. Come on in and see us, or give me a call at 989-754-7801, or send me an email and I'll send you the information back at k.weiss, W-E-I-S-S, at lingle1.com. And we'll see what we can do to make it happen.
You know, I have noticed there are a lot of commercial cutters that have been kicking the tires on some of these zero-turn machines. This one sounds like a pretty good one, and I'm sure you've got some others there too.
We've got some diesels here. Whatever you need, come on in and see us, and we'll see what we can do to make it happen.
Hey, there you go. Kim, you have a great weekend. We'll talk to you again next week, okay?
You bet, Terry. Hey, in the next 2 weeks, let's root on Team America.
Right, that's right. Olympics. Yeah.
Start today.
All righty. Kim, good suggestion. We'll talk to you. Kim Weiss over at Lingle Equipment. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Hammond Drives and Equipment. Got a telephone number for you. All right, are you ready for this? 989-695-2239. If you don't have that number written down and you're a farmer, you're a contractor, you're a maintenance supervisor, you really need this telephone number, 989-695-2239. Why? Because economically, you're going to be saving your company and yourself some money. Now, what do we mean by that? Well, quite frankly, when you're talking about Hammond Drives and Equipment, you're talking about just about everything that you would need to keep a machine rolling. And right now, a lot of farmers have been working in the shed. They've been tearing things down, putting things back together, checking things out to make sure finally when we get ready to roll, you can roll. You need some hydraulic hose. You need some agricultural wear part of some kind, greases, you name it. They've got it. And the nice thing about it is if you give them a call and tell them, ask them, and they say, yep, we've got it, or we don't have it in stock, but we might be able to customize it for you. Whatever it is, give them a call and find out. You want to do a little bit more homework? Hammond, HammondEQP.com. That's the website. Check them out. If you need something to keep your business in business, check out Hammond Drives and Equipment in Freeland. We'll be right back.
Supreme International is bringing its legendary know-how to an all-new standard lineup of TMR mixers, except there's nothing standard about it. With the Precision Ag Series, every model is purpose-built for how you feed. From once-a-day mixing to commercial operations and everything in between, there's a Precision Series TMR mixer to fit. Maximize your uptime, consistency, and efficiency with the reliable performance Supreme is known for. Talk to your local Supreme dealer today.
Doing a lot of conversation, a lot of talking about what we should be looking at as we get ready for 2026 planting. Well, first of all, let's get a hold of Stephanie Zelenko over at AgriLiquid. Stephanie, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good. Thank you.
You've had a busy week.
It has been a busy week. We started with our agronomy meeting, which is always good to hear, what the agronomists across our company are working with and dealing with, and kind of teaming that up with what our research team sees. So it's been a great education for our agronomists this week.
Now, some of the things that you picked up off of that, Stephanie, worth sharing with us?
I think the biggest thing is the consistent message that we've had over the last couple of years is economics are still going to come into big play. We're still not dealing with the best, fertilizer and crop, prices that we'd like to see to be super successful. So just set a budget early in the season as far as fertility, and then stick with that. So you make sure that you're getting that best return for those dollars that you have to invest.
I've heard a lot of questions being asked. Okay, yield is going to be the name of the game this year, given the way the prices are. How can we continue to build the yield, but yet keep that bottom line healthy?
Yeah, that's the big challenging part. We want to get that big return, and it comes two ways: saving money or getting better yields. And you have to kind of marry those two together. So you can't cut back our fertility program completely, because then you're going to limit yourself on yield. So you have to work with somebody that understands, where you're going to get the best return on certain nutrients, figure out where you can cut back or where it's not smart to cut back, and then, put that to a realistic yield goal so you can get that, best overall outcome at the end of the year.
And right now, this issue is agriculture-wide here in the United States, as well as some of our other countries. We're not, nobody is getting by without having to face these issues this year, are they?
That's true. It's, across a number of different markets. It just is something that we have to deal with. We've been working through it the last couple of years. I will say it's starting to look a little bit better than it has the last couple of seasons, but it's still a struggle because we've had to deal with it year after year, and it gets harder to, keep that budget down where it's affordable and still be able to get enough yield to stay in business for that next season. So I'm hopeful that things are going to get better, but we're not sure.
Are there some elements out there that are quite reasonably priced? Because all I'm really hearing about is some of the availability and the pricing on some of these inputs.
Well, they're talking, sulfur, nitrogen, and even phosphorus to a point of, not stable as far as prices go and availability. That makes me nervous the closer we get to go time in the spring, especially here in the north when those southern states start before us. And, we're the last ones to need it. So if availability is short, we're the ones that are most, affected by that. So those are the three main nutrients I'm nervous about now. Potassium, micros seem to be holding pretty well.
All righty. Stephanie, thank you so much. We appreciate your input. We'll talk to you again next week, okay?
Sounds good. Thank you.
You betcha. Stephanie Zelenko with AgriLiquid. Mark this date down, February the 17th, Michigan Wheat Program, their 2026 annual winter grower meeting. It's going to be held at the Saginaw Valley Research and Extension Center in the Richville, Reese, Frankenmuth area. Again, that's the 17th, and it kicks off at right around 8:15 in the morning, goes until 3:30 in the afternoon. You can still register. RUP and CCA credits are available. So check them out. Again, that date is February the 17th. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Freeland Bean and Grain. A lot of questions. They've got the answers. Vic Huffer and his staff, they can take care of business because serving you is their business. And they've been doing it since 1983. Freeland Bean and Grain. Farm Service also brought to you today by the folks at Quality Roasting of Reese, offering competitive, consistent prices for your soybeans. Give them a call for a quote today. Back at 12:30 with an update. Now we conclude our program with the playing of our national anthem, brought to you by Euclid Avenue Coin in Bay City.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour.